Hey guys, here is my Cascade 40-inch oscillating tower fan, and this is going to be the second video on it, remake video, and just my overall opinion on this fan. So I got this fan back in January, and it was my first thrift store find as of 2026. Yeah, my first thrift store find in 2026. So I got this fan at Thrift City, like I said. But that was in January when there was actually a lot of tower fans. Now there's not anymore. There's not really any tower fans there anymore, I don't think. But yeah. So I got this one because I do have the smaller 14-inch version, which is this one right here. By the way, the blade is missing on this one. I'm not gonna get it out at all, so just bear with me. Anyway, so yeah, I have to get the blade replacement on that one because as I was cleaning it, I was cleaning the fan like a second time. I might have stuck something inside the blade while it was running. I should have done that. And fair enough, the blade was so brittle that it broke very easily. I do not trust this tower fan at all, which is why I'm planning to replace the blade soon. I mean, all my other tower fans, they're good. They don't really need that much of a cleaning as much as this one does. And I have to get this fan fixed in time for the end of 2026 fan collection, which will be coming up soon. But honestly, I honestly don't want to throw this fan out. The 14-inch one. Yeah, this one. I don't want to throw this fan out because it goes well with my mini tower fan collection, and I have both the large one and the small one. Anyway, so that's definitely gonna be a bit harder. So this fan is a 40-inch tower fan. So it's one of the larger size tower fans that you can get. It's also, gotta be honest, it's a pretty nice fan. Well, it's not really the best fan I own, but it's not. Out of all the large tower fans I own, this one is probably the worst. Because I'll explain that in a little bit. Another thing, so actually I might get this small one off the shelf, despite it not having the blade. Here's the small one, and you can see the blade is gone because it broke originally. And in case you were wondering, yes, it still does run. We shouldn't run it for long, but it does run still. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, but yeah. I do hope to get another blade for this fan soon so that it can run good again. So that's definitely something to be cautious of, I guess. You guys ever think about it? So yeah, there's that one. I honestly don't even trust that one. I cannot run it without the blade, without the motor overheating and burning out on me, so it's not safe to run currently. I will try to get the blade replaced soon, but it's just gonna be a bit of a wait. But anyway, back to this one. One special thing about this fan is that now my 11th grade math classroom, there's actually one of these fans in here. There's 3 fans. There's actually 3 fans in that one classroom. Fair enough. I own all 3 of them. So there was one of these 40-inch tower fan. There's a 14-inch tower fan, like on the other side of the classroom, and then the Wuzu, which there's also a Wuzu in there as well. Yeah, one of these. And apparently, I have not played with any of them yet, but yeah, I will. I mean, I would do that, but yeah, I also, and apparently all 3 of these fans of my fans have issues. Like this one has a messed up motor. This one's missing the blade because it broke, and this one it buzzes, and then when it's on the lowest speed, it likes to make a buzzing sound. That's mostly when it's oscillating, but not when it's like stationary. It doesn't really make a buzzing sound when it's stationary, but it does when it's on oscillation. But anyway, and then basically I'm currently sitting by this fan in the class. When I'm in class, I'm usually sitting right by this fan. It's usually on the counter at the back of the classroom, and it's basically just oscillating, and it doesn't seem to have anything wrong with it. I mean, I sit by it all the time, and it's usually just on low oscillating, and it doesn't seem to make much of a noise at all, probably because it was brand new instead of like from a thrift store like this one was. But yeah, my math classroom, it also had like a Wuzu and this 14-inch one, which is kind of cool actually. But yeah, the one that's in my math classroom doesn't sound like it has any issues with it. I mean, it was running on low just fine. I didn't really hear much, but this one sounds like a horror movie when it's running. I'm not sure because it just has a messed up motor, but I highly doubt that. So this is my new spot for tower fans, the large ones. But that's basically it because yeah. So not much to really say on this one. So I got this fan from Thrift City for $12.99. Yeah, it was $12.99, and this was basically my luckiest time at Thrift City because there was a lot of tower fans, and I got to choose between the ones I wanted, and I wanted this one. There was a Civil Classics tower fan with a metal. Well, it was actually the full-size version of this little guy. This is a 12-inch Civil Classics tower fan, and it's got a metal piece around it, so that's weird. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And I would have bought it, but I didn't buy it. So, yeah. Another thing is that apparently my last purchase at Thrift City was this 44-inch Lasco, and that was it basically. And out of all my tower fans, I don't know if I said this already, but this one is the worst due to the motor noise that it makes. I don't like this fan, but I don't hate it. I'm gonna go ahead and get a close-up look at it now. Here's the inside. It's pretty dusty, but it's not as bad as some of my other tower fans are. This is actually a pretty clean fan for what it is. I'll take a look inside of it. So look down the fan. There's the motor. It's a PSC motor, I think. But honestly, I don't even know. Here is the top with the controls, power, oscillation, breeze mode, timer, and fan speed. It's got 4 speeds instead of 3 speeds like the 14-inch one. And also the 14-inch one does not have a breeze mode. It just has oscillation, a timer, and 3 fan speeds. So yeah, there's the base. It seems like it's splitting apart a little bit, but I'm not sure about it exactly. Yeah. I still have to make a second video for this tower fan. This is a 27-inch white tower fan that I don't know the brand of it. I will try to get the blade replaced on this fan soon, so that it actually just sounds like a tower fan, because I don't want to waste the blades from my other tower fans, because I like these tower fans, especially the Pioneer. So, that's kind of odd. Yeah. So these were sold at Costco, I think back in 2018. Yeah. The small ones, but I'm not sure if they were sold as a combo, where you get the large fan and the small fan together. Because apparently back in 2014, when the Pioneer fans were still in production at Costco, you could get the combo. You can get the combo fans, where you got the large 40-inch one and the smaller 11-inch one. I actually have reviewed the full size, the large Pioneer tower fan at Thrift City. Well, I didn't review it, just tested it, and it didn't even work. I mean, it worked a tiny bit. It was still showing a sign of life, but it was just like it only beeped, and the indicator lights were showing, but the fan was not spinning at all. I don't know exactly what was wrong with it, but yeah. Maybe someday I will make a video of the fans in my math classroom, just to prove that I have these fans are in my classroom. So yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the video. Here is the left side. Here's the right side with the price tag. Let's see, it was $12.99, even though I got it for half off if the price tag is yellow. There's the back of it. Doesn't really seem all that bad. That's where the remote would be, even though it doesn't have a remote. A chip right there. But other than that, it's actually not that bad. To take the base off, you have to unscrew it instead of on this tower fan here. There is a nut on the bottom that you have to unscrew. See that? You have to unscrew that, and you can take the base off, which is a bit more convenient, but this is, I'm not sure that's because this is a smaller tower fan, or what. Yeah. I'm still kind of worried, because not only the Cascade tower fan is the one that's having trouble right now, but the OG Cool 10-inch box fan that I have, I might have to toss that one away, because I cannot find the cable for it. So you guys better watch out. That fan might not be included in the collection. I have to get rid of some of my dead fans. But yeah, not much to really say. So yeah, this one's got 4 speeds, and yeah. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Yeah, it's got the fused plug with some kind of cover over the fuse. Anyway, and it's polarized. Oh, there's the beeping that indicates that it's plugged in. And now we have another negative that I come to with this fan, and I'll show you guys that when I turn it on. Here it is. I'm not sure what speed it's on right now, but if it's on like speed I'm not sure if it's on like speed 2 or speed 3, I'll shift it down to speed 1. And this thing is loud for being a tower fan. It's on speed 1. Honestly, comparing this to my last go right there, the beeping is quieter on that one. I'm gonna turn this one off real quick. And then try to plug this in. Let's stop the video real quick. This thing's got the blue plug-in a clear casing. Because it's an older one, so that means probably makes sense. Anyway, the beeping on this one is a lot quieter. And even on high, this thing's actually quieter than this one on low. I'll try changing this to low. I can definitely see that this last go is a lot quieter. And you can see that here the beeping is also quieter too. Alright, so that's... Oh. Usually when I turn the power strip off and I leave this fan in the on position, it still stays on. But that's because it's an older 2000s fan, and it's just because not much. Anyway, so back to this one. Here is on again. I'm not sure why it always lands on speed 2. So, yeah. I mean, it's blowing some decent air, but that noise is terrible. This one is obviously louder than the one that's in my classroom. Speeds up and slows down. To be honest, this fan kind of sounds scary. This thing is really annoying. This is why I say that this is the worst tower fan that I currently have, as for the large tower fans, because it sounds annoying, it's loud, and the beeping is loud too. I prefer the Lasco or that 27-inch tower fan right there. Yeah. But to be fair, it's blowing a good breeze. Alright. Must have got something there. Still blowing good air. It's only on speed number 1. But yeah, this is a loud fan. Alright, now for speed number 2. I mean, it's blowing some decent air, but it's really loud. It's doing the thing again. I think it's kind of like a weird capacitor issue. it still blows good air for what it is. Right now for speed number 3. And it still sounds terrible. But it works at least. Right now here's full power. And that barely even changed speed at all. It's still doing the same exact thing where it speeds up and slows down. But yeah. I mean, I got this thing from a thrift store, so I know it's not in the best condition, but I mean, that's putting out some air. You know, I can't wait to test the one in my classroom because it's the same exact fan. And honestly, in my math classroom where this fan is, I sit in front of it, and it's also I constantly feel chilly every time. The class, it's just, I don't know if it's me, but the classroom always feels chilly every time this fan is pointing at me. But yeah. At least this one runs okay. Let's go back to speed number 1 and we'll gauge oscillations. Yeah. That does not sound good at all. But it's blowing a good breeze. Speed 2. There's no change. I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was no speed change. Alright, now for speed 3. Yeah, this is why I don't really recommend this tower fan. Alright, now here's full power. I mean, it's blowing a lot of air, but it's terrible the way it sounds. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I will do a video of these 3 tower fans soon. So yeah, I'm gonna go and stop the oscillations and move back to speed 1. And I'll turn it off to watch the coast down. This one actually has pretty good bearings and it still has a pretty decent spin down for what a tower fan is. Because usually some of my tower fans, they don't have a good long spin down time like this one does. And there you have it. Right. So there it is, the long-awaited second video of this Cascade 40-inch tower fan. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll catch you in the next fan video. Peace.